Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Division video. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at a trailer that just dropped ahead of tomorrow's April 1.1 update, and it basically gives us a look at all the stuff we'll be doing tomorrow. So, if you guys do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated, and comment down below and let me know what you think. Plus, if you want to see the trailer for yourself, I will also link the original one down below so you can watch it without me talking over the top. But in this one, we're going to break it all down because, while there might not be that much new information in it, it does however show us a lot of stuff that was talked about in the update but we haven't actually seen. So visual confirmation is a great thing.
Falcon lost. Incursions are deadly missions requiring...
Alright, so if we stop here, of course the stuff you have seen prior to this was of course a look at the Incursion itself. We got to see of course some of the new enemy types, which are the drones. We also got to see that of course there is the big APC, which is the tank-like vehicle that you have to take down. Looks like it's defended heavily by turrets, so maybe we'll have to deactivate those like we did in missions before. And of course it just gives you a general look at what you'll be doing. But this, I want to stop here for a second because this is a look at two of the new high-end weapons. I mentioned before that in the gameplay they showed us a little while back, we actually got to see the Historian, or at least what I thought was the Historian. So this one right in front is actually the same rifle they used in that gameplay, and because it has a seal on the butt of the gun, it makes me think it's actually a special weapon, so this is most likely the Historian, and while that won't actually be available in the 1.1 update, it's actually available later on in 1.2, it's still something they're showing us. But if you then look slightly behind that, you can see that the other player is using an SMG, and we also happen to know that the Valkyria is based on the Tech 9 SMG, and that is one of those. Now I've got to say I'm a little bit disappointed that it's also got a gold paint job. I was kind of hoping that Valkyria would go in like the opposite direction to Midas, but either way, that is, at least what I think, a look at the Valkyria high-end weapon.
Preparation, and a high degree of skill. Find the right strategy to destroy the strongest...
Then if I stop here, this is a look at what I believe to be the Warlord. Now again, this has a very similar paint job, and a lot of people might at first glance think that this is the Pacan, but you'll know that if you do have the Pacan, it is actually gold and brown. It's got brown in all the attachments, but the majority of the body is gold, but this one has very distinct silver parts as well. And we also know that the Warlord is based on the AK model, the AK-74, so it's basically like the high-end version of the black market AK. So this is most likely the Warlord.
And be rewarded with the best loot.
Moving on from there, just pausing here randomly, but if you take a look at the top of the screen, you can see that of course the global objective is to destroy the APC. Right at the bottom, you have the eliminate different waves, so of course we do know that Falcon Lost is a wave-based encounter. It might well be that after the waves we do still have something different to do, or it could well be that the entire thing takes place in here and we just have to survive 415 waves. Do bear in mind that incursions most likely aren't going to be hugely long, given that we do have the penalty of restarting if we die, so they're not going to be, you know, epic like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour long encounters. They're probably more likely to be decent sized encounters that of course we'll have to, you know, survive in. That being said, if you take a look at the second option, it says here grab the explosives pack, so that could potentially give us a hint at how we're going to have to destroy the tank, because shooting a tank alone probably isn't going to do too much, so I imagine we'll have to maybe grab some explosives. Perhaps it's like one of those missions where you have to actually carry the suitcase, so it could mean that you're pretty slow and you have to defend your teammates, and maybe you plant them on the tank or something like that. And then as we move down here, you get a quick look at the 4 different gear sets. Of course, I've done a breakdown of those, so if you guys do want to know what perks they have, what talents, what bonuses, all that stuff, then make sure you check out the video. I'll link it down below. But the Striker's Battle gear, that last one, is definitely the one I'm going after.
Adapted to a different gameplay style.
And then we get a look at how loot trading will work. So for example, you can see here that the player has dropped their weapon on the ground, and as the other player, you can then walk up and pick it up. Do bear in mind that only works within a 2-hour cycle. And then moving over to here, we get a look at assignments. So assignments will automatically update as soon as you log in, and you can then go and complete them. Moving on from there, we then have Dark Zone supply drops. And this is something I am super excited about. As a Dark Zone fan, someone that spends a lot of time in the Dark Zone, this is something I am really looking forward to. If we take a look here, for example, you can see on the map that they are clearly marked. And if you look on the left-hand side, it has a complete breakdown. It has here Dark Zone supply drop status. So at the top, you'll see it says Dark Zone supply drop airborne. So that means we'll obviously have a notification in-game. So that way, if you are, say, in DZ06 and it's dropping down in DZ01, you'll be told that it's airborne, so that will give you plenty of time to go and get further south if you need to. Moving down there, the second option is Dark Zone supply drop available. You then have Dark Zone supply drop compromised and Dark Zone supply drop in progress. And then finally, the last one, Dark Zone supply drop secured. So you can clearly see that the way this works is that you'll receive a notification to say that there is a supply drop inbound. You'll then have to work to the location that is marked on the map. You then have to defend it for a while, because if we jump over to the next gameplay clip, you can see in the top left hand corner of the screen it says that you need to secure the Dark Zone supply drop, and it actually has a timer. So one of the questions I had before was how exactly will this work? You know, could someone say just pop survivor link, run in, grab the chest and take the loot? And it seems, do bear in mind this is slight speculation here, but based on what we have on screen, it seems like it's probably going to be somewhat like a King of the Hill thing. You basically have to get to the supply drop, defend it for a bit, fight off the enemies, and once you've secured it, then you can open it. So of course, bear in mind, during that status, If it says that it's compromised, it will likely mean that other players are there, so that's kind of your warning that you need to get there in time. But do bear in mind that only one team can take the loot, and once it's gone, you then have to wait to the next supply drop. So if you do turn up there and you do see it compromised, be ready to fight, because if there's good loot inside, then players are going to want to keep it. And aside from that, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much all the trailer had to show. As mentioned, there wasn't really anything new particularly in there. It was more just visual confirmation of stuff that we already knew about, but regardless, it's nice to see all this stuff. That is what we have ahead of us tomorrow, and as a super quick reminder to any of you guys asking when the update will be going live, it'll go live straight after the usual Tuesday maintenance. As you guys know, every single Tuesday, the guys take down the servers for about 3 hours to do some maintenance, and once the servers go back up, the update will be live. Now, during the maintenance, at some point, you'll also be able to download the update, so make sure you do grab it, because it's going to come in at about 4 to 4.7 gigs, depending on what your platform is. So make sure you download it during the maintenance, so that way, as soon as the servers go live, you are ready to go. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And thanks for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.